Your name, your address, and your phone number are floating around the internet. Easy for strangers, scammers, and companies you've never heard of to find. Data brokers and shady databases collect and sell your private details to anyone willing to pay, putting you at risk of nonstop spam, scams, and fraud. You can't stop them from collecting data, but you can control who gets to keep it. That's why I use Incogni. They remove your private information from more than 420 of these sites automatically. And with their unlimited plan, you get total coverage. If you spot your personal details anywhere else online, just send them the link, and their privacy experts will get it taken down. It's the easiest, most complete way to protect yourself and personal life. Right now, you can lock in 60% off with my exclusive deal at privacykim.com. Go to privacykim.com right now and start protecting your privacy. This is so important. Privacykim.com. That's privacykim.com. Hey, thanks for listening to the Kim Komando Show. Here comes hour one. You know, if it was cheaper, I might actually be interested in buying this. I don't know if you heard, but NASA accidentally sold a piece of space shuttle history. It was a legit Convoy Command Airstream trailer. Yes, you heard me right. An Airstream trailer. They thought it was a laundry van. Oh my gosh. This guy, Jonathan Kitson, he snagged the trailer after it was accidentally listed on a government surplus site for $21,000. And it was just a NASA vehicle. That's what they said. Well, now he's trying to sell it over on Hemmings for $199,000. If you are rich, you're nostalgic, you enjoy DMV paperwork. In reality, this is not the only NASA Airstream ever sold to the public. Its 24 siblings were either crushed or museum bound because nothing says space exploration like parallel parking at the KOA. I'll tell you. Yes, welcome to the final front porch. Ooh, and on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls. It's America's sensational show about all things digital. Yes, it's your source to make sure that you're always tech ahead, never left tech behind in the digital dust, because that's my job. As America's beloved digital goddess, Kim Komando, here with you once again. You've just tapped into the biggest show, the most trusted show, the award-winning show. Whether you're at home, you're on the road, or halfway around the world, you can find us in over 425 stations nationwide. We're streaming in your favorite radio app. Just search for Komando with a K, of course, or as a podcast wherever you listen. And, of course, you can watch the show over at youtube.com/Kim Komando. And a special hello to all of our friends on the American Forces Network family, 375,000 strong in 175 countries and 200 ships. We're honored to be in your ears. And the Komando hotline's open right now at 1-888-825-5254. It's an easy way to join in on the fun, or just a reminder, you can always make an appointment to speak with me here on the show. Just head over to the official homepage, komando.com, of course. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's a link that says Ask Kim. Just fill out that form. I read every single note that you send me. Alrighty, then every single day, you've heard me say it before, I dive into at least 35, 40 different sources. I talk to industry insiders and even my friends who are hackers to make sure that I know exactly what's happening in the tech space. So this way, I can pass along all that know-how to you free of charge here on the big shows. So here are the top trends you need to know about right now. And for most of us, just using Google Chrome is muscle memory. 60% of us use it online. Of course, it's the front door to all things Google. The Chrome ecosystem helped Google pull in about $265 billion in revenue. Wow. The reason why I bring this up is that you know about Perplexity. It's that AI search site. They just floated a measly $34.5 billion offer to buy Chrome. What? What's going on? You see, a federal judge is just days away from ruling on Google's search monopoly case, and a forced Chrome sell-off is one possible outcome. Another possibility is that Perplexity may say that's all Chrome is actually worth. I mean, a browser may be worth less in a world where we no longer browse, we just tap into AI. So we're getting answers, recommendations, transactions, everything inside ChatGPT, Perplexity, or whatever comes next. You know, either way, I have to tell you, it looks like a bad deal. I mean, I don't know about them, but I got Google Chrome for free. All right, moving on to Silicon Valley. This is the crazy story, and I want you to listen very, very carefully to it, because there's a new status symbol floating around there, baby geniuses. No, this isn't some fast track system to take kids from 1 month to 12 years and make sure they get into Harvard when they're 13. You see, some wealthy tech execs, including Elon Musk, are paying up to $50,000 for a new kind of test during IVF that predicts IQ. Now, one startup that offers this testing, Harrisite, they take DNA from both parents and from each embryo. The labs then analyze what has been inherited, and then every embryo gets this score. It estimates the odds for things like ADHD, depression, and how smart that person may actually be. Now, one San Francisco couple used Harrisite not just to select IQ, but to reduce their future child's risk of Alzheimer's. And after getting the results, they laid out all the data on a Google Sheet. They started weighing all the trade-offs. What's the percentage increase of Alzheimer's risk? Is it worth a 1% drop in bipolar? And how much extra ADHD risk cancels out 10 IQ points? Wow. I know this sounds really nuts, but it is truly the future of baby making. Moving on to number 3. What do most of us do with our 401k, me included? You just put money into it, you set it, and you forget it. And then you put it into safe-ish investments, stocks, bonds, index funds. Well, that's starting to change. You see, President Trump just signed an executive order allowing your 401k to invest in crypto, private equity, and other high-risk alternative assets. So now the SEC, the Labor Department, Treasury, they have marching orders to just open these floodgates. Now, critics says it also opens the door to bigger losses and that your kind of retirement savings would maybe never even bounce back from. So they have to upkeep all these things. But it does open the doors to a massive pool of money. We're talking about $9 trillion. Wow, that's amazing. That's the U.S. retirement market. And finally, let's talk about something that I just learned about recently. It's just fascinating to me. Andrew, I want you to guess what this is. I'm going to play a little bit right here. Now, I will tell you a spoiler. It is not, I'll have the wonton soup with the Kung Pao chicken.
Okay.
That's not it.
We've eliminated that.
Okay, so now listen to this and tell me what you hear.
这里是新兴广播电台第2台，现在我们即将开始。
Okay.
I'm going to say I hear stereotypical Asian music.
Yes.
Followed by a woman speaking, which I only can guess is Mandarin.
Okay. I'll tell you in just a second. You see, foreign intelligence agencies are using good old radio to share top secrets. Okay. It's actually has gone up in use since the 2010s. I'm talking about radio use and espionage. Last year, researchers caught Russia's Foreign Intelligence Agency, SVR, broadcasting a test transmission in French. What you just heard, and what everybody just heard, is from Taiwan. It's the Star station broadcasting coded message to agents in mainland China, complete with flute music intros. Did you get that?
Are they buying the time? How are they convincing the radio station to play their coded messages?
Good question. You have your thinking cap on today. It must be those new glasses that you're wearing.
Yeah.
Okay, that must be it. It's shortwave radio.
Oh, okay. So it's not
Shortwave.
broadcast.
No. And so why are they doing this? They say it's safer. Even encrypted phones can be hacked. It's easier to plant spyware on a device. Now, in each broadcast, the sender and receiver use what's called a one-time pad to encrypt and decrypt the message. It's basically just matching a set of random numbers. No fancy spy gear. Isn't that something?
Well, I want to wear spy glasses or one of those decoder rings. Don't simplify it.
And why did the spy cross the road?
I have no idea.
Because he was never on your side. Oh, this is going to be such a great show. I'm on a roll right now. All righty then. Let's see what we have coming up. Of course, we have just the best callers ever in the history of radio and podcasting, but there's a luggage tag scam I'm going to tell you about. It's kind of a shocker, weird one. We're going to talk about how you can stop the creepy ad tracking and what's happening with AI music. And that's really surprising too. And of course, you have me and Andrew here on the Kim Komando Show. If you own a home, listen up. This is scary. The FBI is warning about a crime on the rise, home title theft. And it doesn't happen the way you might think. No break-ins, no stolen keys, just a forged signature on a single piece of paper filed with the county. In minutes, criminals can transfer the title out of your name, then use your ownership to drain your equity or even sell your home. The worst part, most people don't know what's happening until they get collection or foreclosure notices in the mail. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. When you visit HometitleLock.com/Kim, you'll get a free title history report and a 14-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, including 24/7 monitoring of your home's title, urgent alerts to changes, and if fraud does happen. Their U.S.-based restoration team will work to restore your title, covering costs up to $1 million. Don't wait. Protect your home and equity today. Get your free 14-day trial at HometitleLock.com/Kim. That's HometitleLock.com/Kim. You know, I probably should have introduced Andrew in the last segment. That's Andrew Babinski, my cohort, also the co-host of the morning show on 99.9 KEZ. Andrew, have you met our newest team member?
Who's that?
George.
Which one's George? Because now if I've met him and I don't remember who George is, I'm going to be really embarrassed.
Well, George is the star of the current podcast.
Oh, the AI guy?
Yes, he's fabulous. He's so good. He's so much funnier than you are. He's amazing.
Why did you pick George?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Grant.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. Grant is the one that put all this together. But every Wednesday and Friday covers the top stories from my newsletter. Of course, the current, the one 650,000 smart people get every single day. And so wherever you get your podcasts, just search for the current podcast. You can just search for Komando. Or you can go to komando.com/podcast. Have you heard George?
I have. You sent me some samples a little bit ago.
What do you think?
Sounds like AI.
Really? See, I showed it to Samara today, a friend of mine, and she's not all that tech heavy in her life. And she's like, wow, he sounds really good. And
Well, yeah, I'm sure, but I deal with AI every single day. I'm recording audio, liners,
That's true.
And that voice, the cadence, it's just stands out to me.
Well, we have some people saying that they like George better than you. Just saying.
Well, then he really stinks, and I want to delete him.
Goodbye, George. Goodbye. How about we take some phone calls?
Let's do it.
All right. Teresa in Seattle, Washington. Welcome to the big show today, Teresa.
Oh, my goodness, Kim. I first of all have to say thank you for how you and Andrew keep people up to date so wonderfully in such an engaging and fun way. I volunteer at the Senior Center, and my entire team of tech volunteers and all the many people we've helped, we pass on your security tips left and right. You are saving so many lives, and you make it in a really easy way for them to understand. We appreciate it.
We have to get them all signed up for the newsletter.
I do. I do work on it all the time. Yes. Indeed.
We
That's
love
why
that.
we're pushing you up there in the numbers.
Yes, we love that. So what's going on in your world?
Well, I also volunteer at the Humane Society thrift store, and I'm in charge of their mountains of tech donations, and I have to evaluate them and factory reset them all before we're ready to sell anything. And that includes a lot of indoor and outdoor security cameras. And I'm usually quite careful to kind of check out the company beforehand, because a lot of them, unfortunately, come from the China world. And this one particular, and I usually don't have any problems on my devices because I install, uninstall their software just to get the thing checked out. But this one, OMG, it opened the door. My poor little Gmail account is just flooded within hours daily with 50 to 100 spam emails.
Wow.
And I have tried nonstop. They're good little cameras. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the product name.
You can say what you want.
It's WYZE.
Yes, yeah, they've been around for a long time.
the cameras were great. They worked out great and stuff, but literally it was in hours. Just all kinds of spam. So I just went into my cleanup mode, report phishing, blocking, setting up filters for to, from, subject. And it took about 15 minutes every day. I was getting so frustrated, it just wouldn't stop. They were changing their domain. So I went in and I checked, and they all seem to be coming from, after 3 or 4 weeks of this, the UK, Chile, and Argentina. And so I had to end up setting up filters to block anything from those. They must be using a VPN for those countries. But I had to set up filters for those 3 countries, and I would really love another way so I could unlock, because I have friends in the UK and stuff, and I've got it. That's the only way I could get it to trickle down and stop.
Wait.
Yeah,
Hold on,
yeah.
Teresa. Before we even get to that answer, you're telling me that you plugged these cameras into your computer and you're connecting that to your increase in spam?
Yes. They sold my email address. I'm convinced Wise has sold my email address.
Did you find anything on the cameras, like spyware, malware, anything like that would lead you to believe this?
No, I did have to factory reset them because there was a previous account associated with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
That
think
didn't
this
seem
this
suspicious.
this has nothing to do with your increase in spam. It sounds like you just got put on some other spammer's list, and then once you're on the list and you start even opening that email, then it just multiplies like crazy, because when you open the email, it sends a little beacon back that says, "Oh wow, look, Teresa is a live human being.
We got a pulse. We got a pulse, boys."
Keep sending her more stuff. Keep sending her more stuff.
If they know so much, though, why are they? I'm obviously a female. I do not need my male organ enhanced, enlarged, and things like that. And it just was too much of a coincidence that it happened right after I did that.
Yeah, that's the thing, that sometimes with tech, when you look at it and it doesn't seem like it should be related, but when really it's not related. And so what you want to do is, in case you're testing stuff in the future, is always use an alias or a burner email address. And so if you're Hot Teresa in Seattle at gmail.com, you'd be Hot Teresa in Seattle plus Wise at gmail.com. And so that's one way that you can keep it separate. Unfortunately, once you get on these spammers lists, it's really difficult to get off. You might want to even think about, I know, God forbid, say, get a new email address, so that this way you don't have to look at those mail enhancement ads.
Send them my way. Can you forward them to me?
I'm not even going to go there.
Finished training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
Now, here's something that I never thought of. But then again, I'm not a thief. I don't know if you heard about this, Andrew, but scammers are hanging around baggage claim areas, grabbing the luggage tags that you throw away. The ones that have like the barcode and your location.
The one
where
they
you're going.
tape around the handle of your suitcase?
Yeah. Now, the reason why they want it is that the tags contain your name and your flight information. So then what they do is they take that tag and they say, things were missing out of my suitcase. I'm not sure what happened. I can't find my suitcase. And then they get cash from the airlines.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, have you ever thought of that?
No, but I'm not a criminal. I don't have a criminal mind.
Yeah.
I try, and this is going to sound weird, to not steal from people. I try.
So now what you need to do is leave the bag tags on until you get home.
And then they'll dig through your garbage and get your bag tag that way.
Oh, man. All right. Let's see who's up next. Bill in New York. Hello there, Bill. Welcome to the show today.
Hi. How are you today?
Wonderful. So I understand that you're in kind of a pickle.
Never thought I'd be calling you. My wife got involved with an investing club, thought she was still investing in her own crypto, using her own crypto account, learned that it was actually transferred to a different crypto account that she didn't really have control of, and ultimately we're about $200,000 out of pocket. She paid fees to get it unlocked, did that, and then they wanted another $156,000.
Wait, whoa! You know what? Wait. Let's back up just a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
So how did this all happen? Did somebody contact your wife, or did she contact somebody else, or what happened?
I guess she was following them on a WhatsApp system, and they were trading. We do day trading during the day. I do some of it, and she'd been following this group for a while. And finally she made contact with them, and they chatted, I guess, for a few months. Finally convinced her, let's do crypto is the way. Start investing in crypto, do spot trades and things like that. And so she's, okay, I'll give it a try.
You mentioned WhatsApp. She was on WhatsApp doing this?
Yes. That's where she met them, yes. And then she switched over to Crypto.com she thought Crypto.com on-chain to do the trading with them. And they helped her set up the account and yada. Unbeknownst to her on the final step, they actually moved her to a unregulated one that said on-chain. So she thought she was still, it was like on-chain VIP. So it was a totally different platform that she did not have control of.
Was when they were setting this up, were they on her computer with her? Like, let us connect so we can step by step guide you through it?
No, she was sending screenshots to them, and then she was doing it, and she didn't understand.
Okay.
And so they move her off of Crypto.com, a legit platform,
correct,
to a different platform.
Yes.
Okay.
On-chain VIP, which is through Futures Trading Hub. When they finished the trading and they were done, they had to pay their commissions, and she had like $900,000 in this account from her trading, which was an insane amount of money. They said they had to pay her commission up front, which was like $150,000.
Okay.
And so she said, okay, I'll pay that before she could get to her funds. Because then she learned that's when she learned that it really wasn't in the Crypto.com.
Right.
So she paid her commission, and then she said the money would be released. And then she said, no, you have to pay a gas fee of $106,000 to then get it so her wallet in Crypto.com could accept it. And that's when I said, absolutely not. We're done. This is a scam. And I kind of suspected it all along. But she was so convinced about it. I mean, absolutely convinced.
How long did it take to earn the $900,000 in the fake account?
About a month and a half.
Wow.
Right.
That just doesn't happen.
No.
If it could, let me tell you, if that could happen, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Neither
okay.
would I.
Okay.
I'd be sitting next to Kim wherever Kim went.
So she was making these trades during the day with her, and she was feeling the pressure of it. And it really got her to buy into an emotion and psychologically to believe this is real.
Okay. So now, all totaled, how much did you lose? You say 100, 200? How much did you lose?
About 200, actual cash out of our pocket, about $200,000 out of our pocket between the initial investment and then paying the fees to try to get it out and everything else. Yep.
And so have you reported the theft to the FTC, the State Attorney General, the Internet Crime Complaint Center? Have you taken all those steps yet?
No, that's where I'm at. I'm just,
okay.
I'll be honest with you, she's still convinced that it's true, that money was still there.
Oh, that's got to be tough.
It's tough, and I love my wife dearly. I love her, and I have to try to show her, no, this is not true. This money really wasn't there.
Kim, would it be helpful at all if he took the URL she was using and he did a who is on it so that she could see that it's not Crypto.com that runs that domain?
Yeah,
she knows that. She knows that. She's at that point. She realizes that it was this other domain, but she thinks that other domain transferred that money into the Crypto.com, which then wouldn't let us have access to it.
No.
It's all a facade.
Yeah, and it's all a simulation.
Right.
What she saw was just fakey-fooly. I mean, it doesn't take long to pretend to have a trading platform and then show it to you, and you think that's what's going on. And unfortunately, these are professional criminals. They know how to manipulate you. They know how to hit that emotional chord. And unfortunately, she can't see this, but you're a great guy and a great husband and a great person that, you're not blowing up at her to try to make her understand,
I won't do that. It's not, my marriage, I value that more than anything in the world. So absolutely not.
So At this point, you want to gather all the evidence, wallet addresses, transaction IDs, anything that you have. And then you report
I have tons of it. I took pictures of everything.
Good. So you report that to what's called the Internet Crime Complaint Center. That's the FBI. Then there's also FTC, reportfraud.ftc.gov, and then also your state attorney general. Now, sometimes if you put any part of this transactions on a credit card, you may be able to dispute that. It's hard to say.
No, all of it was cash out of our savings, out of our retirement funds and things.
Now, there are companies legitimate companies that do blockchain forensics. They're really expensive. And I don't, maybe they'll charge you $100,000, maybe they'll charge you $150,000. I don't know. But, that's going to be another out-of-pocket expense because they don't guarantee anything,
Right. No way.
And so it's really hard. But the thing is that, which I'm sure you're going to tell your wife, is that, she wasn't being stupid. I mean, she was being targeted.
Anytime, if you're listening right now, and even if you're half listening, when it comes to investments, you're not going to meet the person that's going to make you a multimillionaire on Facebook. It's just not going to happen.
Or Instagram or TikTok or X or anybody. Oh, gosh.
Don't fall for these.
$200,000. That's a lot of money.
For their retirement.
That's a lot of money. That is. All right, let's talk about ad tracking. There's a reason why the ads on your phone that they feel like they're made just for you. You see, your phone has a hidden tracking number that follows your every move. It's called the Mobile Advertising ID, or MAID for short. It logs all of your activities, what you search, the apps you use, your location. So if you stop at Starbucks, they know exactly that you were there. You go to the doctor. It's a detailed profile, and that file is sold over and over and over to marketing companies, agencies, and those shady data brokers. So it's supposed to be anonymous, but notice that I said I was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. It's not. Okay. Because once all this data is matched with your email address, your phone number, or GPS data, they can figure out exactly what it is. And so the fix is on your iPhone or Android. Head to your settings, toggle off disable personalized ads. And that's all there is to it. All right. Still to come, we're going to talk about an AI group that's taking the internet by storm here on the Kim Komando Show.
At Thales, we know cybersecurity can be tough and you can't protect everything, but with Thales, you can secure what matters most. With Thales industry-leading platforms, you can protect critical applications, data, and identities anywhere and at scale with the highest ROI. That's why the most trusted brands and largest banks, retailers, and healthcare companies in the world rely on Thales to protect what matters most: applications, data, and identities. That's Thales, Thales. Learn more at thalesgroup.com/cyber.
Okay, so Andrew, imagine this. Your car is stolen. It gets recovered.
Okay.
Your key fob is missing. And then you're on Facebook Marketplace and you look and you're like, wait, that's my key fob. And it's for sale for $40.
Did they have wait a minute, this story, I got to hear the more details about this.
Exactly. And joining us right now is Alyssa, and this actually happened to her.
Hi there. How are you doing?
Good. So when you saw the fob listed online, how did you know it was definitely yours?
Well, I didn't know with 100% certainty that it was mine, and that was really the problem. But there were a few things that stuck out to me right away. Number one, it is a black and red key. That's far more rare within the BMW world, which, once again, it could be a coincidence. It was also the only BMW key fob that was for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and it had been posted the next day after the car had been stolen.
So how did they get the key?
That's a great question. And this is a personal oversight on my part. I look back and I definitely made a mistake here. So I had gotten home from the airport about 1:30 in the morning, and I sometimes rent out that car on Turo. But I had travel delays after travel delays. I knew that I was probably not going to be, or it was going to be very inconvenient to have to get up first thing in the morning and meet with the Turo driver to give her the key. So I said, well, this one time and this one time only, I will leave the key in the car for the driver to pick up. And initially, when I walked out there in the morning, I had just assumed that the tour driver had come picked up the car. But then I checked my phone, and the tour driver had also been delayed because of all the travel delays, and she wasn't even in town yet. So I knew something was off.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know.
And so, did you get law enforcement involved at this at all?
I did. That was the first thing that I did when I realized that the car was stolen. First thing I did was call my neighbors and ask them if they had seen anything. And they confirmed that a few of their cars had also been stolen out of. And we were able to get all of our surveillance footage together. So right away, I called the police. And of course, the police are very busy with all sort of things that, could be potentially dangerous. So I think once they found out that there wasn't necessarily anything in the car because I had just emptied it out for the tour driver, nobody was hurt. There was no sort of violence, anything like that. I just don't think it was the number one priority of theirs. So that's kind of when I started doing my own detective work. They did get involved, of course, and took fingerprints and all that good stuff. But I kind of knew that I would have to do some of my own research and try to get to the bottom of this if I wanted to get my car and get my key back.
And so how did this all turn out?
So eventually we did find the car because I was able to call BMW. BMW has GPS tracking because of their maintenance and their roadside assistance program. So we were able to find the car. They had abandoned it at an apartment complex that was about 3 miles away from my house, but we could also see that they had driven it at all different parts of the town, throughout the night. And the cops came and they took fingerprints. They waited for a suspect, but there was no key. And they said, well, this is really all we can do. We've recovered the vehicle. You have to get it towed back to the car, back to the house and deal with it from there. So they were still actively looking for this person, but once again, now that the car had been recovered, it wasn't necessarily on their priority list. So I'm looking throughout the internet because people are dumb. People post things on the internet that they shouldn't post and give themselves away. And I'm sending the security footage and pictures of the guys' faces, to different social media accounts on TikTok. It got some traction that way. And I came across the key. Now, to this day, I still don't know if that was the key because once I sent it to the cops and they weren't taking it too seriously, I messaged the guy myself and I said, you know what, I'm just going to meet up with him. And he never did get back to me. He didn't. I don't know if he was tipped off. I still don't know if that was the key. I did have to get I did have to get the car towed to the dealership where they're ordering a new key. Because even if it was the fob, now there's all sorts of devices where they can replicate the fob information.
Sure. Exactly.
Be able to steal things out of my car. But ironically, social media was how we found the guy who did it. There is a local Instagram account that posts things that are happening in town and funny videos and serious videos. And the guy that stole it took a screenshot, reposted, this post that the local social media page had made. He has a private account, has, 60 followers or whatever, and reposted a picture of himself on his own story.
Oh gosh, you're kidding.
Somebody took a screenshot of that, who sent it to somebody, who sent it to somebody else, who sent it to somebody else. And of course, it eventually got back to me and it eventually got to the police. So he ratted himself out.
Wow.
At least there's a happy ending.
Yes. Yes.
There is. I mean, I think honestly, if you're stealing cars out of people's driveway where we have cameras, we have GPS tracking, you're going to get caught eventually. But then to brag about it on the internet, that just is the epitome of stupidity right there.
Well, I mean, we've never said that criminals were going to be the smartest one of the bunch, right? I mean, but that, what a fascinating story. I mean, how it went all around, and the local Instagram account was able to do that.
Imagine having to go onto Facebook and buy your own key back.
Yes. Boy, though, you do have to, and that, that's money out of her pocket, too, unless insurance is going to cover that, because I've had to do that before. It's nuts. All righty, then. Still to come, we have more of the Kim Komando Show coming right up. All right, let's play a little music. Ready?
Raise your hand, don't look away, sing out loud.
Have you heard this song?
Is that Mumford & Sons?
Sounds like it's Dust on the Wind by a band, Velvet Sundown. It has 1.1 million downloads on Spotify, and it's all AI generated.
Oh.
AI-generated synthetic music start to finish. So are the photos of the group. Radio stations are refusing to play it because they say it's AI. And when you listen to it, you can hear the pain in its random access memories. Whoa. Hey, make sure that you enter to win that brand new iPhone at winfromkim.com. Hey, appreciate you being here. That's the end of hour one of the show. And be sure to tell your family members and friends how great it was.